Almost everyone can think of an individual they look up to, whether it be someone close to us or someone we idolize, but I think it's important to recognize their impact and know what questions to ask. Now, before the break, we were talking about relationship advice and whether you take relationship advice from an influencer. And one of the questions I have for you guys is, what's the difference between taking relationship advice from an influencer on relationships or working out? Is there a difference?
Being able to see the result in physical reality, in shape of body, in
Could it be a fake result though? Could it be a fake result?
Absolutely. Like for the longest time, I did not know that women on TikTok that are doing all these workouts are also prone to taking steroids. I was like, okay, this makes sense. Now you're like looking at who is actually taking steroids, you know? So I think it could be the same for relationships, you know?
How does that make you feel just taking advice online in general from any topic?
I don't know. Like I kind of try to put it in perspective and question it.
All the time?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Chris, what are your thoughts?
I would just say that taking steroids, like I grew up in a bodybuilding community, so a lot of guys took steroids. They still knew what they were talking about. They were just going to get results at like a different level than you were going to get them. So I would say you could still take the workout advice. The exercises they're doing aren't necessarily wrong. Whereas a relationship, I mean, it's very hard to see someone's like day in, day out. Like you need almost 24 hour coverage.
You can see proper squat form, but you can't necessarily see what these people are doing, you know,
behind closed doors.
I think I can make an argument for that, but I'd like to move on. I'm curious, when we're looking at influence from influencers, Bianca, what can we do or how can we be smarter in choosing who we look up to?
Pay attention to our feelings, pay attention to what's being promoted, do your own research, ask people that you know and trust and love if these opinions are aligned with, you know, they think.
So say I look at a celebrity and I'm like, oh my gosh, I align myself perfectly with them. Is that?
You're allowed to do that.
Okay.
You're absolutely allowed to do that.
Yeah, you just have to remember that a celebrity will also have a side that you have never seen, so can't fully align yourself with them.
Everyone's got a side somebody's not seeing.
Yeah, you need to humanize them at all times. Like you can't have this almost like godlike devotion to this person that you've never met before that you see in 1 minute reels. You need to humanize them. They're a human being too.
Right.
They do all the things you do. They have bad days. They make mistakes.
What criteria should we be looking at for influencers? Like what are some criteria, like good beneficial advice or personality traits?
I mean, I like when they're doing something educational, when there's, you know, somebody's teaching you how to be a stay-at-home mom, Montessori school, or somebody who's teaching you about hormones, or someone who's teaching you about fitness, education-wise. That's how are you teaching me something? If you're not teaching me something, I don't really want to hear it.
Interesting. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I agree. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I think education's a big part of it. Obviously, some influencers are just meant to entertain in the sense they're supposed to take your mind off something for a period of time. So that's good too. It's just using critical judgment, critical thinking, and like Bianca said, just examining your feelings and how you're going about it.
Now, how does an influencer earn the right to influence you? I think I may know the answer to this question, but I'm curious
The
to hear.
market speaks, just like you said. The market speaks. It's however many people. The problem is that a lot of influencers get their fame by being absolutely ridiculous and not educational and not funny and not anything.
Not to speak bad about anybody, but like Trisha Paytas, she never almost voices her opinion, but she's like always voicing an opinion that's controversial, and she had admitted that she does it only for the purposes of being, you know, exposed to everybody.
Is that a problem?
Well, it can be, especially to those young impressionable kids that we were talking about. They're like, oh, I like her, I'm going to take her stance and align with her and agree with her.
Do you know Vicky Woe? Vicky Woe was this very controversial influencer at the time, and she was told by somebody, if you tell people that you're a different race than you are, and you say, I'm this color, even though you're not, and whatever, you're going to get famous. She got completely controversially famous, and now she's extremely religious and goes back on what she said. She said, I just said that to get famous.
Chris, really quick, you've got 15 seconds. Are influencers beneficial to society?
I think overall, yes. I think we need more voices versus back in the day we had main media sources. We didn't have a variety of voices, all kind of giving their opinions, giving different takes on things.
I'ma rule the world, yeah.